This is the valve. I need to put a slit in it that's 1/4 of an inch long, from here to here, roughly. The problem is the valve at this is only 0.4 inches long. So how in the world am I going to hold it? I figured out I can hold it in this toolmaker's vise, thusly, to keep from clamping the vise down on one side and springing things. I'm going to put a 1/4 inch piece of stock in the back of it to balance that out. I'm going to clamp it like that, and it's lit with this 0.30 inch width blade. Let me walk in front of you for a minute. I've got this blade, this saw blade, which is actually not yeah, it is. It's 0.030 inches. And the stock I intend to use, unfortunately, is 0.33. So the stock is 3/1000 inch wider than the slit. I'll wind up taking the stock down somehow. Probably sandpaper, or probably not sandpaper, but on my little Mickey Mouse Delta 1-inch belt sander. I say it's Mickey Mouse. It served me well, but some other Delta stuff I bought years and years ago when I first got into this has not served me well. So that's the plan. It's going to be a very close operation here to the toolmaker vise, but I think I can do it. Before I can, well, not before, but there's a certain order of operations I want to follow in slitting and creating this slit in the valve. What I should have done is created the slit in the valve while it was still attached to that 3-foot long steel rod, or at least somewhat longer, a few inches would have been fine. But I didn't. Hindsight is 20/20. I want to drill this 0.0625 inch hole prior to creating the slit. And it's my thought that if I drill the hole first, which will have the wrist pin, the hole will be for the wrist pin in the valve. If I drill that first and then create the slit past the hole, then I will eliminate the burr that would occur if I did it in the reverse order. In other words, if I created the slit and then drilled a hole through it, I would wind up with a burr on one side of that hole, on the upper side of that, one side of that slit, be the upper side of the interior slit. So I'm going to do it this way. Of course, before I can drill the hole, I have to know where to drill it, which is 0.125 inches from the end of the valve body. And to figure that out, I'm going to have to use my edge finder. So that's what we're doing. Let's find it. Looks like we found it. I'm going to center drill this valve at 2950 RPM. I found a center drill, a brand new one that's long enough to reach down there and without endangering my drill chuck. I want to make sure I'm right on the top there. I am. All right, here we go. Better get some lube. Gotta be real careful with these T90 center drills and not break them off. Whoops. See, I had this great plan. Somehow my workpiece is loose, so let's fix that. Now we'll do a restart on this baby. Swap the center drill out for this number 53. Here we go with the number 53. Worked well. So I've got to center this saw blade on the center line, the transverse center line of the valve. It's a 1/4 inch in diameter. The valve's a 1/4 inch in diameter. So how do I do that? Obviously, you just lower the teeth of the blade till they touch the top of the workpiece. Set your DRO and then come down the desired amount on the drawing plus half the width of the blade. Trouble is, the blade flexes so easily when you touch anything. How do you do that? Well, what I'm going to do is use this 10/1000 inch feeler and come down till I feel resistance. That's the plan anyway. Set my DRO. And then I'm within 10,000, so I know where I am. And the rest is just math. There you are. You got a good view of this cut. And hopefully, if that workpiece goes slinging out of this vise, because I'm not holding it well, it won't go through the lens of that camera. I'm going to approach this very cautiously. touch there. I'm touching. Set 0. I need to go in 1/4 of an inch. If I see it move, I'm going to back off real quick. I'm at the hole I just drilled, which is at 1/8 of an inch. Fixing to pass through it. I'm at 200 thousandths. I got 50 more to go. Getting pretty close to that vise. And I'm thinking we're going to make it. 180, rather 160. There we go, right there, 250 thousandths. Well, that worked out better than I had any right to expect, given how I was holding the workpiece. Word about saw blades. I've got some Chinese blades that I've used in aluminum with some success, slitting saws. But for anything serious, I use this Thurston, made in USA. I can't remember where I bought it. Maybe I inherited it from maybe it's something my brother-in-law came up with. I can't remember. But this is a good machine. It doesn't have any, the teeth are straight. They're not alternating one off to one side and one off to the other. So you need to use it in a shallow cut and keep the chips cleared. This baby is a Niagara. It's a lot thicker, of course. It's, how thick is it? 3/32 of an inch thick, so it'd be totally unsuitable for what we just did. But if you need to make a slot in something, this is the machine to use. This is a good one, and it's designed to clear the chips a lot better. So that's. If I buy any more saw blades, I guarantee you they're going to be made in USA. And I'm sure I'll buy more saw blades.